Alright, y'all. I'm back with another video. This time, I want to talk about Lonzo Ball and some of his struggles in the bubble. Um, so, I got bored and I decided to take a couple minutes just to look at some Lonzo Ball videos or in highlights from the bubble. And a couple things stood out to me. Um, I remember he said he wasn't in rhythm, and after watching a lot of the videos, I could tell he kind of wasn't in rhythm. But there's a couple of other issues that Zoe had. Um, a lot of his layup misses were from his left hand, and it seems to me his left hand is weak. He's got a weak left hand. He's gonna have to work on that this off season. Now I seen the video of him working out with Trey, and they were doing their sprints and whatnot. And I think I seen one with him and Pumas, and he was doing some lunges, which I'll get into that too. He needs to work on his leg strength, but his left hand layups were horrible. Um, there was one game, I think it was against Sacramento, where he tried a left hand layup and he flicked the ball back. Like he was going for the layup and he flicked the ball back, like the ball literally went up in the air, was going back the other way. And I was like, huh? And I noticed that. I was like, that's when I caught it. That play, and I swear I think it was against Sacramento. It may have been against the Spurs, but I think it was against Sacramento. But when I saw it, I was like, what? And then I watched a couple more videos and a couple more layups, and I'm like, all his layups using his left hand are shitty. Like, his right hand is a little bit better, and he seems to power through with it. But his left-handed layups are terrible. Like, that and his technique. He wasn't jumping pretty high. I don't know if maybe he was injured or something or whatnot, but Lonzo didn't seem to have a lot of the burst vertically that I'm used to seeing. I don't know if that was, lifting weights and just gaining all that bulk, and he's not had the time to like adjust his body to having all that extra weight or something. But he needs to work on his left hand. He needs to get stronger. I know in my other video I gave a couple of things, but I'm adding to that. The guy needs to get in the gym, work on his left hand. He needs to work on his legs, his shooting form. Part of that, and I'm not a shooting coach, but from what I understood, when you're missing short, that's in your legs. And a lot of his misses were short. I don't know, like I said, that could just be fatigue or, just not having, I don't know what his working out looked like, during the break, but I saw him lifting upper body. I don't ever recall him doing lower body, but he needs to work on his leg strength, his jumping ability, his explosion. Like I said, the left arm, and his technique. The guy's jumping way too early, and he's not setting his steps properly for his layups. Like, he'll jump early into the layup, and it's not like he's getting high off the ground, which is troubling. But even when he's jumping, he's way too early. And I remember Pete from Lakers Film Room, he mentioned this way back when he was a Laker, like on the way he attacks with his layups, it's he's jumping, the timing of his jump is off. That's a technique issue, and he needs to get in the gym with someone and work on that if he's ever going to be the player that we think he is. Now, I get it. I'm not going to bust his chops, too bad, because, he hadn't had his off season, which he's got now, so I don't want to, I don't want to hear any excuses next season. This is it for him. You either put up or shut up. But, he's going to have to work on that bad. Like, you shouldn't be missing those. The three-point shots were short, a lot of them, and a lot of them were out of rhythm. And I think that played a huge role in our perception of how bad he was. And I'm not going to give him a pass because I expect better of him, but I think people need to keep this stuff in mind. Now, something that irritated me, and I don't know why. I knew it bothered everybody beforehand, but it really bothered me. I was looking at some of these plays just by the Pelicans, like who was it? It was I watched a lot of that San Antonio and the Sacramento games. Someone got the ball. They pushed it down. Lonzo and Zion were down there, and then Drew and the others were following. Lonzo blocks the shot, and Zion is standing around looking. Drew's standing around looking, and nobody goes after the ball, and the other player comes up there, gets the free layup or dunk, and everybody's looking just like, what the fuck? I don't know what the hell was going on, but the entire team just looked completely unfocused, or like they just look like an undisciplined team overall. I know I said this is supposed to be a Lonzo Ball video, but this shit bothered me, man. I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay, watching this play happen. Okay, Lonzo got the ball, great. Somebody's gonna grab the rebound or, you know, capitalize on that and go down and make a play. And nope, here they come. You know, and a lot of that was going on, and it was irritating me. The lineups, some of those lineups in this floor spacing was terrible. You know, there were lineups where they were just sagging off of Drew, Lonzo, Josh Hart. It was like B.I. Jackson Hayes in a pick and roll, and they were sagging off. It was the Nets game. They were sagging off Drew, Lonzo, and anybody else that wasn't JJ, and it was daring B.I. to, like, you know, come and get his. And they were playing B.I. tight on the perimeter. And I was just sitting there like, how the fuck are they supposed to, like, you literally, like, people talk about Lonzo likes to go camp out in the corner. Well, nobody says that when Drew was doing it. Nobody said that when Josh Hart was doing it. You know, B.I. and Zion don't have the luxury to camp out because they're constantly involved in the plays. But you got all of these guys camping out in the corner or on the side of the court, like in isolation. It's just like, what? Yet Lonzo got a lot of the blame. Oh, he just camped out in the corner. I'm starting to believe the way that this was going on, this had to be schematic. Like, this had to be scheme. This had to be Gentry putting isolation plays in the mix just for, you know, B.I. or something, or for Zion, and everybody else was just supposed to sit back, you know, and just decoy. And I think the predictability on offense, knowing that there were going to be some plays when some of those guys are going to be taking off or sitting around not doing anything or standing, just taking up space, is where teams were trying to lure them into. And it was crazy watching this stuff because I was just like, this team's supposed to be better than that. Like, B.I. is better than that. Lonzo's better than that. Drew's better than that. Like, the entire team, it's like, there's no way this team is supposed to suck this way. No way. They're way too talented to be playing this style of ball, playing this kind of game. So, like I said, I don't know if that was specifically Gentry or not. That had to be scheme. I'm sorry. That had to be scheme. That happened way too consistently. Like, that had to be that had to be scheme. I just refuse to believe that you were just camping players out consistently, especially the ones that couldn't shoot. And no, that it was so much that bothered me, I'm telling you. And if you guys don't believe me, go back and watch some of the highlights in some of those games and just look like, I don't know. But, you know, like I said, I just want this to be a short video. It's just some stuff that I noticed with the Pels. I was watching Lonzo because I was just curious. I was like, man, I wonder why he was sucking so bad. I believe him when he said he wasn't in rhythm. And I could kind of see it. The whole team wasn't in rhythm. Bi was his own fucking rhythm. Bi is just Bi. But like I said, I'm not giving him a pass, but I can understand him with what he was saying not being in rhythm. Now the layup and shit, that's just, I mean, we could put that as rhythm, but that was just bad technique all around. And I know Lonzo's not the type of player or person to post his videos, his workouts, but I hope we get to see Lonzo like actually getting trained or with a trainer and they're working on layup technique. You know, I hope to see, okay, he's working on explosion. I want to see videos of that, you know, going forward from him. If I don't see any of that, and I know he usually, granted, he's never been healthy for all season, but he always has like 2 or 3 videos that come out, you know, especially closer to the start of the season. And I hope to see a lot of that in his game. I hope when, you know, they start doing training camps and stuff, that we start to hear, wow, Lonzo looks like a completely gifted offensive player. His offensive game seems to be revamped. I would love to see that. You know, that last game he played where he was hooping, where he got like 8 points in the first quarter, he was hitting shots from all over the place, and it was just like, we know he has it in him, but what is it going to take to get it out of him? But yeah, so that's my whole take on it. Just a quick video. I wanted to drop something from my subscribers. And granted, it's not that many of y'all, but I appreciate you. And if anybody just happened to see this video going forward, you know, hey, welcome to the channel. I plan to do a lot more. And yeah, peace.